Hi everybody, so as promised, I'm going to do a follow-up on my initial impression, and this is, I believe, day 5 of me using this phone, and I've had it quite another list of stuff that are pros and cons. Alright, so let's start with the pros. I mentioned it in the previous video, but I wasn't sure, but yes, this phone charges at 1.9 amps. And that means that it could fully charge the phone in less than 2 hours. Just divide 2600 milliamps by 1900 and it should give you the optimal speed. Of course, if the phone is on, then there's a little draw too, so you have to take that into consideration. After removing most and a lot of the bloatware that came from Samsung and AT&T, and some of the stuff that I consider bloatware, some people don't consider bloatware, like some of the Samsung contact backup or the Siri-like type function that the one that you say, "Hi Galaxy." I mean, why do I need it when Google now has that capabilities? I find it bloat, and it doesn't work that well anyway. Another pro is that now we have root, and that's great because we're able to freeze a lot of bloatware that we were not able to do it through the system. So that's great. Another thing is we're able to back up and restore apps that you had from other devices and back up and restore apps from this device. I find it crucial. Battery life has improved tremendously. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the few cycles, and probably is, of the battery. But I'm able to get consistently more than 5 hours of screen time, and I've had over 6 hours of screen time with this phone. I was amazed with no charging in the middle. Another plus that I consider a plus is that even while using the phone and while charging at the same time, so actively using the phone and charging, the phone stays relatively cool. And even with a case that prohibits some of the thermal energy to be released, the phone stays very cool. I also figured out how to search within an app where, you know how the missing search button, the dedicated one, was missing. So I was like, whoa, how do you search? So for example here, I would have to click the search here, or if this phone had a search button, I would click the search button. But what if I didn't want to search, click here, or what if that did not exist in this app? For example, in navigation, you don't have this search icon that you can press. So what you do is you do a long press on the menu button, and that brings the search within the app. And last thing I noticed is that the Samsung text-to-speech is really good. I was highly pleased with the way that the navigation sounded using the Samsung text-to-speech. They did a really good job on that. Alright, so let's move on to the cons. The eye tracking that I talked about in the previous video, I think I was a little premature about that because I wear glasses, and I have a feeling that because I wear glasses, sometimes it misses my eye tracking, and I don't have anti-reflective on my glasses, so that may be the case for that. So if you want to use this function, get contact lenses. Again, I'll go back to the focus issue. I think the focus is not the best there is, and the good news is though that the camera is fast, so you're able to just take a another quick shot right after you take a photo and you realize that the focus is not that great. Another function that I noticed that was missing from this phone, and usually comes by default in the vanilla stock Android phones is that when you type something, say in a message, and let me demonstrate that. Alright, so when you type something in a message or anywhere really, and it's an error, if this was a stock Android phone or a stock Android operating system with Jelly Bean or I believe Ice Cream Sandwich added too, underneath the word that has the spelling error, there would be a squiggly red line. Samsung, for some reason, decided to remove that. Now, it's all... And why is it important? You're saying, hey, there's spell checker on the keyboard. But sometimes what I like to do when I type it really quick, and then at the end I look to see if there's any words that add the squiggly line that the autocorrect didn't pick on. And in this case, it will just, I won't be able to get the suggestions from Google. Another thing that I noticed was there's a lot of clutter in the notification area. So for example, if the Wi-Fi was on, it would tell you right here which network you're connected to. And I find it a total waste of space in the notification bar, especially considering that the text is pretty big. So imagine one here and imagine having another one and then getting some notification and then you run out of space. I also think that they could have tightened this thing a little, made it a little more squarish. And last but not least, I think that these are taking too much space. I think they could have incorporated the whatever signal we're getting in the signal box, and I think that the eye tracking symbol could have either been optional to put it there or have it go on only when it's actually seeking and finding a movement. Another big con that could be a deal breaker for a lot of people is that currently there's no way to unlock the bootloader. It's write protected and we cannot put custom ROMs on this. And what does it mean? It means that we cannot back up the phone completely using an Android, etc. It could be a deal breaker for a lot of people, and I have a feeling they're going to unlock. The developers will be able to unlock the bootloader, but it could take time, and really there is a possibility that they will not be able to. And the last negative thing that I found was that even though we can see this is a black background, when I'm in total darkness, this black is not really black. It has this reddish tint to it. Now the good news is that from reading online, people are thinking that this is not a hardware issue but a software issue, and Samsung should be able to correct this issue. Also, I wanted to show you guys what kind of lag I'm talking about when I say lag. So we have this page, and even though it's a big page, you can see that there's lag, and I think yep, try again. So this, here we go. So as you can see there, it's pretty laggy, and even though this is, I know this is a very heavy page, but this shouldn't happen, and believe me, it happens on the stock browser as well, if not worse. So yeah, I know this is a heavy page, but it's just to show a point. Imagine a page that's a little lighter. You'll get less of a lag, but to show you the principle of what I'm talking about, this is it. And it happens not only in that, it happens in other cases where there's this stutter. For example, it happens also in Facebook when you scroll. And yes, the data is already cached in, but there is still this stutter that happens. Alright, so I would love to hear your comments about your phone experience, because I want to know, first, do you notice that the black background in where you have total black screen, where if you're in total darkness, do you get this red tint to it? That's one thing I want to know. Second, do you get lag? I know some people said they don't have lag, but you know what? I don't see how that's possible. And this phone has been totally debloated. And that's about it. Hopefully you found this video informative and gave you food for thought. And if you have any comments, please put it in the comment box. Please thumb up, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Till next time. Bye.